this VU Duo2 satellite receiver just died while we were watching TV. It went off and was only making clicking noise every couple of seconds or so. Let's open it up and we'll see what's inside. You need to remove screws around it and then take the cover off. And that is inside of the receiver. The first suspected module in any 10 years old device used for many hours daily is power supply. That's the PCB here, where all the power supply, 12 volt power supply, there's only one voltage coming out of it. This is where the PCB is located. And I indeed found badly bulged electrolytic capacitors, but when tested, even with damaged caps still in place, it was giving correct 12 volts. It was not power supply. Anyway, electrolytics are replaced. That's why they are at the angle here. The originals were vertical. These are horizontal to fit them in. I put simply higher voltage rating. Hopefully they will last another 10 years. I noted that removing front panel with displays actually brings VU Plus back to life. So fault or place where the fault occurred was narrowed down that way. Let's remove the front display and then I'll show you what happened inside. There are screws that are located here at the top, and then there are some plastic tabs that need to be removed. The front PCB, there are two connectors. There is this connecting tape and this cable here needs to be removed from the main PCB. So here the front panel is separated from the main device, and the fault actually occurred in this area. The reason for fault were blown or actually burned down ceramic capacitors. There was also a hole burned in the PCB itself, so that must have been quite high temperature here from possibly from short circuit around these capacitors. These capacitors are in the vacuum fluorescent display VFD power supply lines. But I've noted something interesting around the design. So this little chip that sits here is actually responsible for delivering 60 volts to the VFD. And I think the specs for this chip are only like 40 volts. So, and these SMD caps are probably not able to handle more than 50 volts. So I'm not surprised that after 10 years, I'm actually surprised that they lasted 10 years. I'm not surprised that eventually they gave up the ghost. the voltage is being regulated by this little SMD resistor that connects to the feedback pin on the IC. I'm going to remove or replace this resistor and get the cathode voltage of the VFD down to 40 volts, which I think is still quite high, but I'm going to find out whether VFD is going to work. As I said, with the 60 volts it's working correctly, it's working as it used to. I'm going to see whether it's going to work with 40 volts, but I think it's actually a bad design. These satellite receivers are basically there's fault in the design and the components that were used in the VFD power supply lines, and that's why they fail. So the resistor has been replaced. It's time to put this back in place. So I need to get the connector back. There we go. And then this cable, it also needs to go in. I think it's easier to get the cable first and the connector. Yep. I have a voltmeter here. Okay, it is starting, and you won't be able to see, but the VFD is actually working, and the LCD is working, so all good. So now I'm going to test the voltage. So this is the previously 60 volts. So right now we have 42.2 volts, and then we're going to test the other voltage, the other line, and the other line is this one, and it's also 42.9 and 42.2. VFD is a little bit dimmer, as expected, but they are probably going to fail anyway at some point. As you know, VFDs are not very are prone to fading over time, and it wasn't particularly useful anyway for any information. So. But I think the repair is done. It should work now for many more years, I guess.